Hey, what's up, y'all? It's cracking this D. About to react to this video by Sloan. It's titled Josh Peck's Bizarre Response to Drake Bell and Dan Schneider's Allegations. This is weird. Oh, he's come out and addressed it. I remember from the last video I watched, they were implying that he was being pressured to speak up. So I guess he's finally spoken up, and I guess he's saying something bizarre. Well, let's see what's happening. Let's watch.
Clearly do not like this guy.
But no one needed to know that. We made this saying that people really love, but maybe we weren't that close.
If I haven't talked to you since 2023, take that as a fucking sign that you don't exist to me anymore.
I've noticed a lot of comments on some of Josh's TikToks and some of his posts, and it's been very sensitive. Take it a little easy on him.
Josh Peck reached out to Drake Bell after he came forward with his story, but fans don't believe that Josh's intentions were pure. After the documentary came out, he was silent and posted TikToks that seemed to mock those Nickelodeon child stars. Josh received so much backlash for his silence, he decided to talk to Drake, but wants the public to know that they are not friends. This situation is far more difficult than it needs to be, so let's get into it.
Why is that relevant? Nobody cares that y'all ain't cool. What they got to do with the allegation?
If you aren't subscribed to the Let's Get Into It popcorn, recently everybody's been talking about Drake Bell because he opened up about what he went through on the set of Nickelodeon, and it was disturbing. Now, after he came forth with this story, there's been a lot of mixed reviews. We've got a lot of people who have empathy and sympathy for
unpopular opinion, he was never cute to me. Sorry, this has nothing to do with the tea in fucking China, but I feel like I just have to get this off my chest because on the show he was like this ladies man and everybody loved him and they just thought he was so fun. I'm like, I don't understand what y'all are seeing, but that has nothing to do with anything. Let's move on.
What Drake could have gone through. I mean, he was only a child at the hands of this man, and he went through a lot of really graphic things. But on the other side, we've got people who are still upset with Drake because of his own past criminal charges and allegedly having a full relationship with a minor, which he was ultimately charged for, like, inappropriate text messages. So, you know, take that with what you will. I feel like I want to ask Drake a little bit more about that. The documentary didn't really talk about his own criminal charges, which I don't think it really made sense because, you know, it's a documentary about Nickelodeon. But I do think that there is an opportunity for him to maybe talk a little bit more about that one day. Nonetheless, there's been a lot of people supporting Drake. There's been other child stars mocking him, kind of like the people from Ned's Declassified. But when it comes to Josh Peck, his right-hand man, a lot of people are looking at him, asking him, like, hey, so what do you think? I mean, these two did have a show together. This article reads, Josh Peck called out for odd video after Drake Bell details what he went through in Quiet on Set documentary. Silence speaks volumes. Now remember, there was drama between these two because Drake wasn't at Josh's wedding. That was an entire saga. But fans are blasting Josh Peck for his silence following the bombshell allegations from his former co-star Drake Bell. Now I want to state that Josh Peck has since made a statement, and we will get into that. But I want to talk about kind of the timeline. So he, immediately he didn't say anything, which a lot of people were confused at why. And it's not like Josh has to come out and say, Dan Schneider's terrible, Nickelodeon's terrible, I was harmed on set, if he doesn't believe it. But he could say, hey, I see my fellow co-star, admitting this, power to you, sending love, some kind of acknowledgement. TikTok users called out Josh after he posted a particular video Monday of him lip-syncing to a viral sound, which says, if I haven't talked to you since 2023, take an effing sign that you don't exist to me anymore. I mean, if this is about Drake Bell, then they've got a feud going on. One person commented on Josh's video saying, your silence speaks volumes, bro. It's really sad. And here's this video that everyone's reacting to.
If I haven't talked to you since 2023, take that as a fucking sign that you don't exist to me anymore. Damn, you fucking bug. You got sprayed with the raid.
Oh,
bye.
this is so corny.
See you in that burp.
Keep in mind, he posted this right after, like, Drake revealed everything. So it's not like he wasn't aware. So Drake was your friend. You knew he got essayed and sided with the abuser. Guess weight wasn't the only thing you lost. Now that I'm trying to come for Josh Peck's weight loss, now it makes sense why he's besties with David Dobrik. That is an interesting take. I like that. Someone said he wants it quiet on set. Another person wrote, we all watched it, Josh. And then another person asked the question, everyone's wondering, have you talked to Drake? This person wrote, what do you have to say for yourself, Josh? Another comment, you were his show brother, Josh. Show brother support. This person asked, so why did you say Jeanette and Drake were lying? Did you take the hush money? Another comment, Josh, this is not the time. And then more and more people are asking Josh if he's talked to Drake. Now, I feel like there's a little bit of misperception here when it comes to their relationship because they were on a show together when they were young. They were working. I mean, do you like working? A lot of people don't like working. So, they weren't really friends. They were co-workers. And Josh said in 2022 that he hadn't kept up with Drake in like over 10 years. Obviously, Drake felt differently about Josh because when Josh got married, Drake went on a social media rampage on why he wasn't invited. Josh tied the knot with his wife, Paige, in 2017. And Drake Bell went on a media rant about how he felt snubbed. Josh claimed on the BFF's podcast that Drake even sent him a series of harsh messages on his wedding night. Here's a clip of Josh explaining a little bit about what happened in that fight, because that really, I think, ended their friendship for good.
You clearly do not like this guy.
I guess I could tell the story of my wedding. So I get married to my wife, and so we have like this small wedding, and the dirty little secret, I guess, was like, I knew that Drake and I didn't stay in touch for the 10 years since we had made the show, but no one needed to know that. Like, I was happy to just die with that secret that, like, we made this thing that people really love, but maybe we weren't that close. So I didn't invite him to my wedding because I hadn't really talked to him in many, many years. Cut to, I'm getting married that night, and I see these text messages from him, like, cursing me out, coming for me. I'm like, on the night of my wedding. And I'm like...
He was surprised he wasn't invited then?
He's surprised, but then he takes to the internet, and he starts writing these tweets that immediately, like, catch fire.
Now, Josh did share that when he saw Drake at an award show shortly after, he went up to him and said, go apologize to my wife or something bad is going to happen. So Josh really doesn't have any patience for Drake.
I don't care about me. It's whatever. I signed up to be a public person. It is what it is. But here's my wife, right, who's, like, getting torn down on the internet, and I'm like, she's private and she just got married, can't you just enjoy this? And I remember that I was at the Video Music Awards, and I see him there, and he sees me, and I go up to him, like, and this might be the most Sopranos thing I've ever done, and I look at him and I go apologize to my wife right now. And he goes, okay. And he, like, made a beeline for my wife, and I see him do, like, this whole 5-minute performance of an apology. And it was like, I was like, go apologize to my wife or something bad's gonna happen. And I was like, good for me.
That is very Sopranos.
Yeah, bossed up.
Is that the last communication?
Pretty much.
As I alluded to earlier, Drake felt differently about Josh. And actually, he shared at some point that he would be open to working with Josh again, which I feel like that bridge is kind of burnt. I mean, could you imagine if Drake and Josh came back? That would be, I feel like that's a little bit re-traumatizing. Drake had said if the opportunity presented itself, he would jump in a second because the chemistry that he has with Josh is so unattainable in the business. But also keep in mind, they worked together as kids. So, like, they have grown up. They're different people now. Josh clearly does not feel the same way. Either way, Josh, friends with the Vlog Squad, I mean, I don't think he's necessarily some angel or anything over here. I mean, I feel kind of sad for Drake that he had this, like, understanding of their relationship and Josh didn't, because it must feel like, you know, a little bit like I would feel bad. And also, Josh should understand they have publicly worked together. They are associated with each other. This co-star, your former friend, I mean, maybe not your friend, but your former co-star who's very publicly tied to you, came out with these horrific details about things that happened when you were, you were not around him, obviously, when the crimes happened, but you were in his life at that point. It was during the time that you knew him. So for you not to acknowledge it at all, that is just a lot. Drake Bell responds to backlash over co-star Josh Peck's silence on the Quiet on Set docuseries. Drake said, "I've noticed a lot of comments on some of Josh's TikToks and some of his posts, and I want to let you guys know that he reached out to me." Drake noted that he's been going through a really emotional time since going forward with the documentary. Reports write, in fact, he's especially thankful for the support he's gotten from Josh Peck during this difficult time. And in parentheses, they clarify that although Josh and Brian have the same last name, they are unrelated. Which is really, like, that's such an odd coincidence. Like, how Brian Peck is the criminal here, Josh Peck's the co-star friend, and why are they, like, how many Pecks do you guys know? I don't know anyone last name Peck. I don't know anyone else.
Hey, what's up, guys? I just want to clear something up.
That's that abnormal.
I've noticed a lot of comments on some of Josh's TikToks and some of his posts, and I just want to let you guys know that this is really, processing this and going through this is a really emotional time, and a lot of it's very, very difficult. So not everything is put out to the public, but I just want you guys to know that he has reached out to me, and it's been very sensitive, but he has reached out to talk with me and help me work through this, and has been really, really great. So I just wanted to let you guys know that and to take it a little easy on him.
This person wrote, "Thank you for sharing your story, and I'm glad Josh had reached out." Yes, as he should. This has been a wild series finale to Drake and Josh, not gonna lie. I agree. Someone also said that if he reached out, I hope it's for you and not to get the heat off of him. Because, Josh has been very upfront with not being friends with Drake, so maybe he would just, be friends with him for a little bit to get some bad attention off of him. One person wrote, "I wonder how Josh reacted to hearing this news, because I was crushed and I don't even know this man." And that's when we hear from Josh Peck. Josh said it took him a few days to process it, but he reached out to Drake privately and he wanted to give his support to the survivors who were brave enough to share their stories about what they went through at Nickelodeon. "Children should be protected. Reliving this publicly is incredibly difficult, but I hope it can bring healing for the victims and their families, as well as necessary change to our industry." It is interesting because he doesn't go on to say that he's never had a bad experience or that he's not someone who was harmed, because a lot of Nickelodeon stars, they were kind of like, I think this is kind of trashy, but like a lot of them were putting out statements like, I wasn't harmed, I wasn't, it's like, we're not asking you, but if you're going to tell us, but I don't think Josh, at least it doesn't seem like there's any evidence that Josh had been harmed like Drake was at any extent.
I feel like the backlash probably got to him because, girl, he limited his comment section. I'm seeing a lot of comments already, and people are saying that this is not enough, that he should have spoken out earlier. He should have publicly, went and defended and, kind of showed support for Drake. And a lot of people are saying that him saying that he wanted to take a few days to process it was kind of bullshit, because he's not the one that went through it.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully.
Well, y'all don't know. Y'all don't know what he went through. It could be that he just doesn't want to speak on his own personal experience. So maybe that's what he was also trying to process. But I do think that was a very odd response on TikTok. Like, what the fuck? And we get it. We got it. You don't fuck with the nigga. Y'all ain't friends. Cool. How many times you gonna let us know this? Especially at a time like this. Very fucking weird. So, yeah, he get on my nerves, honestly. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.